Man, I love this hobby. I love this hobby.
Backyard Central. One of these mornings, let's grow. Let's grow. One of these mornings, let's grow. One of these mornings, let's grow. Let's grow. One of these mornings, let's grow. One of these mornings, let's grow. One of these mornings, let's grow. One of these mornings.
All right, so let's start talking tropics in this hot, hot desert. I want to kind of shape your mind in the way that mine is shaped. Maybe you can add to it, do with it what you will, but let's make a baseline to see how I get things done here in Vegas, Zone 9B. The sun will slowly shift. It goes kind of like north to south. It goes from east to west, of course, but as the planet rotates, the sun is hitting on a different area. Eventually, everything that's over here is going to get sun in the summer. In the winter, it's more of this side that the sun goes on. So you gotta kind of learn how your sun where you're located and how that all works. So on this side, citrus and things, and my chocolate persimmon is gonna be able to handle. It's gonna grow and get really bushy, and it's gonna dapple that light, protecting all this that's in here for the most part. Worst case scenario, if I really needed to, I could put sunshade up. Right? This is how I protect things in the winter. It works for the summer as well. Grapes are gonna start growing and covering a lot of this, and then I can go through and snip what I want and do all that. But grapes are profuse. Now that I have it in ground, the idea is to get it to grow over all this, and then I can train it to come off this way and give more protection. So, and then I have pineapple guava kind of in the middle. So I have pots on this side, and then right there is the pineapple guava pot, and then the avocado. Got a mango right there, some more avocados, and so on and so forth. Have it kind of spread out a little bit, you know, different types of plants. Microclimate, so it does stay a little bit cooler. It gets a little bit more humidity. We have the pots on the ground. Some of the water will collect there as it drains, and then it provides a little bit of humidity, right? And then so it's hitting the leaves and it's stopping because you have a microclimate. So this temperature in here is a lot different than the temperature elsewhere. And then of course you gotta whitewash. I gotta come through here. I'm gonna have to do all this before it gets really hot. Mangoes and avocados take a while to get the brown bark like this. I gotta cut this off because this is probably good fruits, and then some of it dies off. Anyway, it doesn't. This browning is protected. Green, not so much when you're talking about bark. So everything that's green and new, I'm gonna get that painted with some. I have a video on it, but kaolin clay and some other additives. So all down here, doing the same thing, and then I'll come through and do like a little spray as well. Did a video on it. Chocolate persimmons. Jeez, is it already trying to? It's crazy. I just replanted this. I potted it. It's a tree that goes dormant. So you want to, if you're doing anything, you want to do it while it's dormant. I kind of don't want it to fruit already. I don't want it to fruit this year, but maybe I'll let it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna have to come down here and whitewash this as well. I like to keep things protected. Kaolin clay as well as latex. Gotta get this protected too. Definitely the trunks and things. This is blood orange. It's already trying to fruit. Bees are flying around, pollinating everything as I speak. And this is going to protect the sun. So again, there's that sun. It's going to come through on this side. This is going to grow and protect this entire area. That's what it looks like after I water. I'm not overwatering. And this is just going to get absorbed back in there as the day goes on. Pineapple guava out here. Doing its thing. Debating on keeping these. They take forever to fruit. They do make for a pretty good protection plant because they get pretty bushy and they get pretty tall, as you can see. Theoretically, I'm like, I could be 6 foot something. You know, I could be 6'9". Who knows? But you get it. And then we have our avocados and mangoes, some of them. As you can see, getting buds. I'm gonna let these things try to fruit this year, see what happens. Bananas in a pot. I just took a bunch out of this guy. Just waiting to get some sun. But yeah, this is what a mango looks like when it's gonna bloom. Equally, I have temperature gauges. That's what that is. Dangling. I have various ones in various spots so that I can always get a temperature gauge indoors. I need to come out here and change the batteries. Microclimate. Look, see, look, there's a dragon fruit. This fell off somewhere and just decided to grow in here. I think that's an avocado, or is that a mango? I forget. Growing fruit in the seed and just let it water through. When you have well draining water, well draining soil, you just let it grow. Got some more things in pots. The dragon fruit. Just letting them do their thing. Excuse me. But this is a microclimate, and this is what you kind of need here. It takes a while to get a bunch of plants, so what can you do to supplement this? Plants are expensive, so what you do is you buy shade cloth. You can have like a couple of plants. I would start with buying things locally first. I started on avocados, which is kind of like the hardest thing to start with, and then kind of went back, reverse engineered, went backwards, learned the hard way on how to do things. But you buy local. There's no reason not to buy from like a place like Star Nursery. You can start smaller. So you need to come out and learn your garden. Come out. I have my drip irrigation, but I also water once a week manually. So depending on the temperature or whatever, it allows me to come out here and check on things. Make sure everything's great. Nothing, for the most part, is going to die in a week. It lets me, realistically, I come out here a lot. I want to come out here and make sure that drip irrigation's working okay, just spot check things. But I definitely come out here and manually water at least one of the days of the week, unless I'm out of town or something. It's a great thing about drip irrigation. You can set it to whatever you want it to be. Looks like that grape took. I think I'm gonna move this to the other side. And this is going to grow throughout all this. I need to get this locked down because that side broke. But we'll get that figured out. Anyway, the idea is to replicate what it's like in the wilds. When you're walking out there and you see all these trees, you gotta think it's like it's a dense forest, and you have trees on top of trees. You're gotta excuse me. You're like hacking your way through all this stuff, right? Gotta get that protected. But then when you look up, all you see is trees. You know, in the wild, in the sun, it's shaded, but there's some sun getting through some of the leaves. That's what I'm trying to replicate, right? Dappled light. You don't want it. You want the temperature isn't so much the issue. It's the rays of the sun. This stuff handles the heat here. It doesn't get 130 degrees. I've had it up to 100 and like almost, 18 or somewhere around there. And obviously this stuff's still alive, right? So this is my experience. People can have their opinions and whatever the case is, but based on the way I've been doing things, my stuff is surviving and is gonna fruit. Now, a lot of people say, well, it starts to fruit and then it dies. That's probably because they're not getting enough water. Like if you have fruit that's being made and it's not going all the way through, it's probably not getting enough water. And I don't overwater. I water just enough. Sometimes it takes a while to figure that process out. And the thing about gardening, it's like every year, right? So you mess up and you gotta wait a year. So it is what it is. This is my experience. Everybody has their own experience. I don't want you guys to get down and think it can't work. Like people get so upset and say, no, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna happen, and things like that. And that bothers me because it can happen and it can work. You just gotta think about why it's not working and then do it. And maybe this is a lot of work for somebody. I don't know. That's kind of relative to if you think that's a lot of work. To me, this isn't a lot of work. It's a lot of work up front, but then all the rest of the stuff, I could just leave this out here, put some compost in here, put some slow release fertilizer, and just walk away. And then it'll grow. Like it'll do its own thing. I don't need to come out here. And that's per season. So summer comes and it's super hot. I mean, I could just put some sunshade up or whatever the case is and not have to worry about it. Like that's it's based on the season and what you relatively think is a lot of work. I don't think that's a lot of work personally. This is gardening. This is my hobby and this is what I like to do. I do a lot of trees. I don't do a lot of fruits, or I don't do a lot of veggies. Getting that taken care of. Oh look! Oh look! Yeah, that passion fruit. Take those inside. Let's look at the other tropicals though. So I decided to get this one out here. Some Mexicola. Wasn't getting a lot of light. Was in a really protected place. So the sun rises in the east, it sets in the west. So this is it's east facing, but the sun will go over it on the west. I gotta take down these lights. Now that I have all these leaves. Or maybe I'll just leave it. But I have it in a grow pot. If you watch my other video, I planted this guy. And we're just gonna wait and see what happens. Peaches are already going crazy. Gonna have cherries, blueberries. Yeah, we're just gonna watch this and see what happens. If this does well, I think I'm gonna put my gym over here as well. 2 avocados on this side. This side is the shaded area. Realistically, all my tropicals should have been on this side, but it is what it is. Sometimes it takes time to figure out the way you want to do things, and hopefully you'll learn by what I've done and come up with your own conclusions. And you also got to think about the bugs that are in your garden, right? So you have a lot of you want to have tiers of bugs, like your garden. And when there's food, when there's a buffet, and you add something to it that loves to eat those things, generally they'll stick around. If you have water and food, why would you not want to move in? You know, you have free food and free water. You make within these microclimates and these things. You know, so I have praying mantises that eat some of the bigger things, and then ladybugs that'll eat some of the aphids and things like that, and millibugs, mosquitoes, not mosquitoes. Woo, screw those guys. Uh, Hornets or whatever they're called, wasps. There's so many different things that are going on here, spiders and things that are eating everything, and you kind of create ecosystem. That's the way. You have worms in the soil, pill bugs, roly-polies, and everything just starts to create its own environment. It's like it's in the wild. And that's what's growing here. Really isn't crazy as far as the tropicals anyway. I have tons of other things I'll do videos on, some of the kiwis and the peaches and things like that. But as far as tropics, that's my idea on tropics. To me, it's not like a lot of work or anything crazy. It's just a way of thinking. How is it done in the forest, in the wild? Just try to replicate that. And then there's adding of bugs and things to pots, worms and pill bugs. Some things will find their way to yours. The way I'm in the middle of this is a city, and I'm in the middle of this area, so bugs don't exactly make it all the way over to it. Although they do just appear sometimes, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, tropicals just need some protection. The heat isn't as much of an issue. Are they getting proper water? Or is it well draining? Are they getting protected from the rays of the sun? Are kind of the major things to worry about. Or to think about with tropicals. It's not. I've seen a lot of things, that they're showing that the fruit is growing and then it just dies. So you have to increase your watering, right? In most cases, I don't know everybody's yard. I don't know what's going on, but that would be my rebuttal to that. Is to increase your watering. I personally water in the summer, 3 to 5 minutes, 2 to 3 times a day. I don't overwater. I have the pots in the bottom. I'm not trying to have that overwater or anything, but I am making sure that my soil is staying damp and well draining. I mean, that's how I do it, and it works. I've had things fruit. I'm keeping things protected. They're alive, and they're making it through. I'm showing you. I'm not just sitting here telling you to tell you. And then as this journey goes on throughout this year, I'll be able to show you as well the reproduction of that. Proof's going to be in the pudding, though. Leave me a comment if you have any questions, concerns, anything that I didn't exactly go over. This is just kind of an overview. Nothing specific. That's all for now, but one of these mornings, we're going to get you to the garden. Let's grow. I've seen one of these mornings, though,